Am I the asshole for not wanting to give my DNA in order to try and reconcile with my brother? What? Not in this lifetime, honey bun. Ooh, lovelies. It looks like we've got a bit of drama and maybe even a little bit of karma. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Trigger warning. There is talk of infidelity and violence. So I, 35 male, spoke directly to my brother, James, 37 male, for the first time in over 15 years. It was completely my fault. I was a jealous and insecure young man who made a selfish choice with no regard to long-term consequences. What did I do? I hooked up with Alice, 37 female, who was dating my brother at the time. We did it once, and one of the main reasons why it was only once is because we got caught. Ew, that's messy. James was rightfully upset and understandably had an aggressive response. I could have put him in jail, but guilt and our parents' pressure kept me from actually going through with it. I was kicked out, scolded by the family, both extended and immediate, and James cut me out of his life. Over the years, I was able to regain some form of communication with my parents and my younger sister, but James still wanted nothing to do with me. I spent years trying to find out why I did what I did and got therapy. I made a new life for myself while traveling, getting a college-level education and starting my own small but successful business. I tried the whole romance thing, but have since decided that long-term companionship just wasn't for me, and discovered my lack of desire to be a father. I did end up getting the snip, and in 2020 and 2021, I entered an exclusive arrangement with a friend, Tanya, 36 female, and she ended up getting pregnant. Turns out the damn things I got clipped grew back, and now I have a beautiful daughter, Emily, 4 female, with Tanya. We live about 10 minutes from each other and have an amazing co-parenting relationship. Aww. My parents are aware of Emily and have met her a few times, but have always kept their distance because of James. My sister, on the other hand, has made herself quite familiar with my daughter, and they do have a relationship. I gave up years ago about ever speaking to or seeing James ever again, so I was surprised when he reached out to me on social media. Oh boy. I swear, anytime people do that, it's like they want a kidney or something. He asked if Emily was really mine since she was biracial and looked more like her mother. Tanya's African American, and I didn't respond. My parents later reached out to me and asked me to come see them at their house. I came and was surprised to see both James and Alice were waiting there for me. Ooh, extra messy. What is going on here? Turns out, after a while, they made up and got married and agreed to just never talk about me. However, for the past few years, they've been trying to have kids, and it turns out James can't have biological kids. Don't know all the details, and I didn't ask. Alice and James had fought over this for a while, as Alice wants a bio child of her own, but James refuses to claim and raise a child that's not related to him. My brother told me he's willing to finally forgive me and accept me back into his life if I make a donation to help him start a family? What is wrong with him? What? Okay. All right. I did not read this ahead of time, so... Oh, that's messy. My parents are completely on board with this idea and really want me to do this while I'm hesitant. It's true I won't be responsible for any potential child that may come of this, but I just feel too weird about the situation, and honestly, I've learned some things about the kind of adults that James and Alice grew to be, and I don't think they'd make good parents. Am I the asshole? Woo! Oh my God, the logistics behind it. Moving on. ETA. I've been viewing the comments, and I just wanted to clarify a few things. I don't fault my parents for kicking me out, as I did a pretty shitty thing and just stayed with a friend. My sister was still dependent on our parents at the time I hooked up with Alice, so I don't fault her for keeping her distance. Yes, my sister knew about James and Alice. However, she didn't tell me because I made it clear, outside of James dying, I did not want to hear anything about him. Communication on my end was never closed, and if my brother wanted me to know what was going on in his life, he'd let me know. When you hurt someone, you can't decide when they should get over it or how they cope. I agree that James's willingness to forgive Alice, but not me, is a bit strange, but it's not my place to demand he forgive me too. It has taken me a while to realize, but there was a bit of golden child syndrome situation with my parents and my brother. He was the first son and excelled academically, while I struggled and my parents were ashamed that I needed help and got in more trouble than James did. I internalized my insecurities, and me being with Alice was a way at how I lashed out. Not an excuse, just an explanation. My brother was the wronged party, not me, so it made sense for our parents to prioritize him. I also think he resents me that I'm able to, quote, pass along the family name while he can't and is making my parents choose. They've seen and interacted with my daughter. They've gotten her gifts, but I think they don't do more because they don't want to hurt James. I hope that helps. Yeesh. I think if they're already, like, you don't know this person, right? And so you say that you don't know if they're going to be good parents. But I feel like the logistics and the legality behind it, you could get on the hook for so many other problems. I don't think it's worth it. And this whole, I will forgive you if you give me and my wife your child. No, he's going to have he's going to have the same reaction to the child that isn't biologically his. No. I personally, if I was in this situation, no, I would not do that. No. Anyway, let me shut up. ETA 2. Yes, I did apologize to my brother in the form of a letter 3 years after the fact at the suggestion of my therapist. I gave it to my mom and I asked her to pass it along to my brother. I don't know if he ever read it. I was also no contact with both my parents for the first year after I was kicked out, and then went low contact with my mom and very low contact with my dad. I'm in regular contact with my sister. James gave me a broken nose. He just did it outside and the neighbors called the police. By the time they arrived, our dad had already separated us and I got some ice while James went to cool off at a friend's house. The verdict was not the asshole. All right. So one of the comments says, you can't call someone selfish for saying no because they don't want to be manipulated into giving someone a child because someone's partner is shooting blanks. What the hell? He has every right to say no whether or not he's been there or not. Next take, his parents, they cut him off in favor of his brother's girlfriend. What parents do that? Like, now that they want something, they're willing to talk. Opie has a daughter that they hardly know because of this, and here they are expecting him to give them another for his brother to raise. That child will be his child's half-sibling. How would she feel when she's older, knowing Golden Brothers got the best of the grandparents and she's got the shitty end of the stick? He should tell them no and go about his life. Okay, see? Like I said, it's either they want a kidney or, in this case, they want a baby. But not the baby that already exists because OP has a child. They only want a child that is OP's to his sister in what? Oh, that is so messy. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, thank you. Oh. OP's response to this: honestly, my therapist is on vacation and I want to respect their boundary of not wanting to be contacted unless I'm having a real crisis, but still felt like talking to someone about this. I did think of Tanya or some of my friends first, but I don't want to dump this mental load on them during the end of the month of holidays. All right. I mean, I think this situation, it's okay to reach out to those around you. But also, how much do you want your messy family drama to get around so I can see where OP's kind of like, let me go to Reddit strangers. Comment, not the asshole. So I'm currently pregnant. My partner cannot have kids, so we got a sperm donation from his brother. Therefore, I feel particularly close to the subject. Yes, you are, madame. We did an at-home ICI, so I don't know what that process is like going through a clinic. But it's not always a one-and-done process. It took us 3 cycles to conceive. Oh boy. And if they want more kids, you may be signing yourself up for even more requests down the line. Oh, that's such a good point. If it's not something you want to be part of, do not sign up for it. It's a lot easier to back out at the front end than midway through the process. And you don't want to regret it, especially if you don't think they will be good parents. OP's response. Thank you. My brother has made it clear that he's always expected to be a father to a son. 15 years later, and that still hasn't changed since our conversation, he said boy and or son rather than child. I'm wondering if that's when OP was like, okay, we are getting some little flags here. All right. Comment. Think of the child that might be born. I'm sure this type of arrangement has been done before, but considering how your brother is already being weird about it, it could get really weird at some point in her life and could be very disturbing to her. How is it going to be disclosed to her, and will your brother always be okay with you being her bio father, or some passive aggression come out at times? What if he makes some snide comments to you in front of her? They could go to a sperm bank or adopt. It's not like they don't have options. That is so freaking true. The whole no, it has to be biologically related to me. But you cannot tell me he's not going to have some feelings of resentment towards the biological child that will be possibly produced, that he hates the father of said biological child to the point where they haven't spoken in 15 years. And yet here he comes going, yes, I will forgive you if you give me some of your baby-making juice. Ew. No. OP's response. Alice wants to be pregnant, and James said he would never take care of a baby that wasn't at least related to him. Why doesn't your dad... Whoa, okay, let me take that back. Comment, why doesn't your dad donate? Just let them know you've got a vasectomy. I'm sorry, I was not expecting that comment. That just came out of nowhere. OP's response. According to my sister, Alice doesn't want old man DNA. Oh my God, stop. What? What did I just read? Okay. Update. Hey everyone, it's been a while, and for those that are still interested in an update, I decided to post one when I had time. First things first, I ultimately decided that I wasn't going to give my brother and his wife my swimmers. I asked them and my parents to respect my decision, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. As predicted, they hit me with the following. How could you be so selfish? It's just DNA. That's not what they actually said. After what you did, you owe me/him. That's, What I didn't predict was the answer I got as to why James decided to forgive Alice, but not me. Turns out James cheated first? Twice. One of the women was someone Alice had a, air quotes, mean girls rivalry type of relationship with her. A girl who was all too happy to throw it in Alice's face at a public event that she slept with her boyfriend. Messy! Oh no! Oh no, ma'am. No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sneaky. Anyway, okay. Alice forgave James the first time, but when he slept with her enemy, she made the conscious effort to get revenge by sleeping with me. I said it before, but I had my own issues by the way my parents raised me and resented James over it. So when a pretty girl flung herself at me, I didn't give it too much thought. Okay. James caught us because Alice had planned for him to. They did break up, however. After a while, they realized they still felt something for each other and agreed to just never talk about me. What? James knew that the only way to keep that agreement was if our parents kept as little contact with me as possible, so he guilt-tripped them into complying, which is why I was always kept at arm's length. What a dirtbag family. Throw them all out. All of them in the trash. Not gonna lie, part of me was pretty pissed off at that, and I confronted them about it. And my parents were right that I didn't have to take Alice's bait. I just didn't like how James, Alice, and I all did selfish and hurtful things, yet I was the only one who suffered consequences, right? That's bull. My parents think Alice and James not being able to have a child is a consequence, and that me giving them my swimmers can finally help heal everyone. Bull. That is the biggest freaking... Shut up. Anyway, I still refused and admitted that I think they'd make terrible parents. Good. I agree. I don't know who you are, but OP, I agree. James and Alice, dirtbags. Both of them. All of them. The whole family. Except for, your daughter and your daughter's mama. That's fine. They're okay. Oh, and maybe your sister. I'm not sure about her, though. Okay. I won't go too much into detail because of rules, but we're Americans, so draw from that what you will. My sister is the only one who's been on my side and has called out Alice and James on their crap. There's always been a small part of me that wished I could be forgiven and see my parents on the holidays again. But after all of this, I feel like I'm going to be okay with going low contact or very low contact. How about no contact? Throw out the whole family in the bin. Ugh. Comments. In my opinion, all three of you are guilty of bad behavior, but Alice is the real villain. Agreed. She made a concentrated effort to screw you over. She is not a good person. Couldn't she have found anyone else but his brother? Shaking my damn head. As for the parents, they can kick rocks. I agree. OP's response, given that my brother cheated on her twice and once was with a girl she hated and made it a point to use that info to embarrass her in public, I can understand why Alice would want to be vindictive. But I wouldn't say she's worse than James or me. We all did messed up and hurtful things for different reasons. Okay, but still, all of you suck. That's what it boils down to. All of you suck. It sounds like OP has done things to make themselves better since the sucky past. They've gotten therapy. They've gone and they've gotten better for themselves, and they even have a child. But honestly, OP is the more emotionally mature one out of all of them now. I think that the brother and Alice, both of them, what is that saying? There's a lid for every pot. There we go. And honestly, those two are made for each other. Let them be messy elsewhere. Ugh. All right, here's a comment. That is seriously messed up. And your parents going along with it makes it worse. Keep your distance and keep hard boundaries. Don't get sucked back into this crap. OP's response, James is the golden child. Yeah, thanks, Sherlock. I think we figured that out. Ooh, that whole family is garbage. Commenter, wow, your parents, brother, and Alice all suck. I would go no contact. Keep your daughter away from all that toxicity. Agreed. Oh my God. OP's response, oh yeah, I talked it over with her mom. Emily is not seeing my brother and Alice ever until she's old enough to decide for herself. Parents can, but only after at least 1 year of therapy. Ugh. I mean, I can understand, the parents getting some therapy, but with how they act, I don't think they're going to get therapy because in their mind, nothing's wrong. Or maybe there is something wrong, but it's not them. There's nothing wrong. It can't be the parents that are wrong. Ugh. What a messy... Oh, my God. I feel so bad for OP. Thank you guys so much for watching, and leave your comments down below. Do you think OP is the asshole? Or is their whole family just messy? Personally, I would stay away from them with a 9-foot pole, but I'd love to hear your takes. Have you been in a situation like this? Do you know anyone in this kind of a situation? Oof. Let me know down below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.